Good evening, everybody. Welcome, Mustang Nation, to the Monroe Athletic Complex for tonight's 2022 NJCAA Women's Basketball Selection Show. We're here with the Mustangs women's basketball team trying to find out their fate for the next week's tournament. Team's first time back in a number of years after earning their way in this year with the Northeast District title and the Region 15 championship. We are just about 15 minutes away from the live selection show on the NJCAA network. We will be simulcasting it right here on our YouTube channel. So a little bit of background on this basketball team. 2 years ago, the Mustangs qualified for the NJCAA basketball tournament and did not get to go just as the world did because March 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic was just starting. As we all know, New Rochelle was one of the first publicly known cases, and that ended things for the Mustangs almost right off the bat. Eventually, the rest of the tournament was canceled and nobody got to play in 2020. 2021 championship tournament, we were on a hiatus. We did not play in that one. So this is the Mustangs' first chance to get back. They earned their way in. They did it the same way they did 2 years ago, and now they get to redeem themselves, get the opportunity that they lost 2 years ago. So we're going to be joined today by a couple coaches, a couple players. We might have some special guests in the middle of the show. We're going to go live on the selection show very shortly. Stay with us. Our first guest in a few minutes is going to be Coach Dana Warner. We'll see you back here in a couple minutes. We're back a few moments before the show. I'd like to first welcome onto the show head coach Dana Warner.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate this.
Coach, you're back in the tournament. You were supposed to be there 2 years ago. I want to first bring that up, that 2 years ago the COVID-19 pandemic hit right as the tournament was getting ready to start. You guys were in the selection show, you heard your names called, and then we unfortunately didn't get to go and the whole tournament itself was canceled. So what's it like, what was it like experiencing that?
Well, for the sophomores, you know, those two girls that we had on those teams that year, on our team that year, really dedicated themselves as leaders. And we had a bunch of freshmen that was following them. And, you know, it took some time for us to develop into the type of team that we needed to be at the end of the year to be able to play at that level. But we got around to it. And we did a great job. And just the disappointment that I saw from those two girls' faces, you know, I mean, really hit me hard. And it was tough that we had to really give them that information. And unfortunately, you know, we were one of the teams that really suffered with that situation because a lot of girls had opportunities to get recruited, and that would have been a great exposure for them. But fortunately, those girls were able to move on, and that's kind of the bright light to the end of that situation. And, you know, just propelled us for the opportunity to bring in new players and get a chance to, you know, make this run this year. So,
Absolutely. Well, now we're back. We're here in 2022. We're about to find out where we are on the show. It's coming up in a few minutes. Team earned their way back this year. They fought hard, especially down the stretch. A lot of the players got better as the season was going on. So what were some of the highlights for this year for you?
I mean, if you think about it, this year I really put a very tough schedule in the front of our season just to be able to see the type of team we had. And, you know, we had a bunch of new girls to this program. We have only one returner from that 2019-2020 season. And, you know, she really did well, obviously, consistently throughout this year. But we needed to make sure we had other players that could step in and provide that extra support. Fortunately, throughout the year, we were able to get great consistency from freshman players like OLIVIA MEDFORD and NAOMI Barnwell and Sarah Carvajal. You know, so those girls really stepped up and helped DAJA help us lead this team to make a great turnaround in the second half of the year. And I'm very proud of this group, So there was some highlights. You know, we had some big losses in the beginning of the year, and we used that as momentum. We talked to these girls, telling them, like, at the end of the year, we're going to be able to look at this and say, this is something that we built from. And look where we're at right now. And obviously, they're able to receive the fruits from their labor.
You mentioned some of the tough losses from earlier in the year, going on the road, making a lot of road trips early on, getting on a plane, going far distances to play some of the best competition you could find. Now you're going to Texas.
Again.
Going to be playing against a lot of really good teams again.
Yes.
The experiences early in the year, though they may be losses, what do you take away from those experiences that you had into the national tournament this time around?
Learning experience for a lot of the young ladies and myself. As a coach, I think it's very important for myself to keep a composure, keep the group calm, let them not make sure that they put themselves in a situation where their emotions get the best of them at times. And I think in the beginning of the year, everybody wanted it so hard, but we didn't know how to win as a group. And I think now, second time around, getting an opportunity to travel back out to Texas, I think these girls have a better mindset of knowing the type of things they need to do, and us as coaches knowing how to coach them more effective to make the plays they need to make. So I think we'll be able to bring our best foot forward in this tournament.
Coach, I thank you for your time before the show. We're going to bring you back on as soon as we learn what seed we are and who we're playing. We're going to discuss the opponent, discuss the mindset going in now that you've seen your team's name up there, seen some of the highlights that they post of you guys. So, let's have some fun tonight. Good luck, and in a few minutes we'll bring you back on.
Thank you so much, David. Appreciate you. All right.
double figures this season for Georgia Highlands, led by Jashanti Simmons, who's averaging just a touch under 17 points per game, and this team is rolling. Red hot winners of 27 consecutive games. It's the Chargers, the Lady Chargers from Georgia Highlands, as the #3 overall seed. The #4 overall seed, Northwest Florida State, the Raiders punching their ticket. The defending national champion Northwest Florida State Raiders, led by head coach Bart Walker, who took the squad to the championship and won it for the first time ever. Northwest Florida State, 27-2 overall, and they are the #4 overall seed. The #5 overall seed, the Midwest District champions, Wabash Valley Warriors. They've won 99 straight conference games. They're on a 27-game winning streak. This team is on a roll. They're the nation's highest scoring offense, as you see on your screen, and they've only lost once. The Midwest District champions, Wabash Valley Warriors from Mount Carmel, Illinois. The #6 seed is Southern Idaho. The Golden Eagles, nearly an unblemished conference record, 17-1 under head coach Randy Rogers. A perfect record at home and their 12th appearance in the NJCAA championship. 6 seed, Southern Idaho. The 7 seed, the Buccaneers from Blinn College from Brenham, Texas, just 1 hour west of Houston, led by head coach Jeff Jenkins in his 20th season. This is Blinn's first tournament appearance since 2016. And the last team to get a first round bye, the 8 seed, West District champs from Arizona Western, the Matadors. Watch out for Alliance Ndiba, 11.9 rebounds per game, 3 blocks a game. That's 7th nationally for Ndiba. The Matadors from Arizona Western at 29-2 overall, making it for the first time since 2002. They are the #8 seed. So those are the top 8 teams in the bracket on the women's side. As we take a look at the bracket right now, big picture, all of the teams in the top 8 are district champions. So that means still some teams on the edge of their seat as far as the at-large selections go. The top 8 teams we've unpacked here in the NJCAA Women's Basketball Championship. And now let's join the #1 overall seed head coach. It's Alex Wiggs from Three Rivers, undefeated, 28-0, entering the NJCAA Championship. Coach, what a season. Tell me, what's been the biggest area that you've been impressed with throughout the course of this season with your team?
You know, it's definitely
And we're back. We've seen the first 8 seeds in the tournament. All the teams with the bye, and now they're doing an interview. So we want to do an interview of our own. So please welcome Mustang sophomore, #0, DAJA WENTZ.
Hello, hi.
So DAJA, I wanted to bring you on first because we just talked to Coach Warner before we began about experiencing the 2020 season, how you guys earned your way into the tournament, and then unfortunately had it ripped away from you with the COVID-19 pandemic and then the tournament being canceled outright. So first, what was it like experiencing that a couple of years ago? You know, what was going through your minds when you were first told that you couldn't go?
Yeah, we really worked it hard that season. It was heartbreaking, but we do have an opportunity in front of us this year, and we want to capitalize on it.
And that you do. So same way you did 2 years ago, you earned your way back. You know, these are very different teams. You know, you're the only returning sophomore from that team a couple of years ago, but you've been with a lot of these players for a couple of years because we had last year to kind of work on things, and then this year we came back to action. So what's different about this year's team and what makes it special?
Well, this year we're really talented. We have a couple leaders on the team, which helps us as far as scoring and playmaking and stuff like that. So I think that, yeah.
And so that experience 2 years ago also where, you know, again, you had it taken away from you and now we're back. What did that experience do for you personally going to this season, knowing that this was the opportunity for you to get back? And as the team's leader and only sophomore, you know, the only one that actually experienced that 2 years ago, what did that do to help motivate you this season?
Well, it really made me appreciate this season having it taken away, it made me work harder, you know, and just appreciate, you know, the time that we have, because it could be taken away.
So it's almost time to make that trip to Texas. We are likely a few minutes away from finding out what seed we are, who we're playing, which corner of the bracket we're in. How excited are you for this?
I'm very excited. Doesn't matter what seed we are, you know, we're gonna play hard, regardless.
DAJA, I wish you and the rest of the team the best of luck next week out in Lubbock, Texas. I'm looking forward to watching along. We'll be, just like we are now, we'll be watching on the NJCAA network. And, you know, safe travels next week. Best of luck, and we're looking forward to seeing where we are in a few minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be back again with another guest after we see our fate. Keep
job, and to not only have it, but to have a team that's undefeated with an opportunity to become the first undefeated team to win a NJCAA national championship since 2012.
Yeah, you know, it's an hour and a half away from my hometown. It's a phenomenal school, phenomenal program. Have always heard about it, and then got the amazing opportunity to come down, and it's just amazing the support. I mean, being this close to home, it's amazing how many fans and just how many people love this program.
What was your message? What did you tell your team after you all took care of business in the Central District when you won the championship? What was your message to the squad?
You know, we need to enjoy the moment. That's one thing that we've got to do. We've got to make sure we enjoy the moment, but also it's kind of make sure that we know that we're not done yet. You know, we've got to make sure that we come into work tomorrow and get ready to compete and get ready to prepare for the national tournament.
All right, that is the head coach of Three Rivers in Missouri, Alex Wiggs. Thanks so much for taking some time, Coach. Congratulations on earning and locking up the #1 overall seed. You'll get a first-round bye, and best of luck in the tournament in Lubbock.
Thank you.
Still to come on the NJCAA Division I Women's Basketball Selection Show, we unveil seeds 9 through 24, some anxiously awaiting whether they're in or out. That's next.
Over 30 majors in 4 divisions.
Nursing, education, criminal justice,
exercise science. This is one of the very few schools to honor leadership with scholarship.
Our students go out into the world with confidence.
I know who I am.
Pfeiffer has it all. The only thing that's missing is you.
We welcome you back inside the NJCAA studios. I'm your host, Sam Hyman. Let's keep this train moving, shall we? We've already got the top 8 teams thrown at you. We've got more to tell you about. But first, let's remind you, if you're just joining us, the top 8 teams in this tournament, all games to be played in Lubbock, Texas. Three Rivers, the #1 overall seed, fresh off a Final Four appearance a season ago. They're looking for their first ever national championship this season. Those are all district champions, the top 8 seeds. So we still got a lot left. And let's dive into the top left portion of the bracket, beginning with a 16 seed and at-large selection, Chipola, the Indians. One of their signature wins this season came against the 4 seed in this tournament, Northwest Florida State, the defending national champions. This could potentially be an upset team. Chipola 23-8 overall. They will take on another at-large selection, 17 seed Tyler, the Apaches. 3rd team from a loaded Mid-South district headed to the dance. Tyler 23-8 overall. The #9 seed, yet again another at-large selection, the Jets from South Georgia Tech. 2nd team All-American last year. No Cheetah, no longer with the squad. Moving on to the number 13 seed, South Plains from Texas, the leading Texans, the 13th overall seed tournament. Third straight appearance to dance and bounce and tackle. They will take on the 20-seeded North Dakota SCS Wildcats. They've won 11 straight games led by Yvonne Tensei, 20.9 points per game, and she leads the nation in threes per contest, more than 3 threes made for Ivane. The head coach is Adam Jacobson. All right, moving on to the number 12 seed, Western Nebraska, the Cougars. Their top scorer is Alicia Douglas, 18.1 points per game. This is a team that can flat out score the rock, second in the nation in points per contest, and they love to facilitate as well. A very solid offense. Who will they face? 21-seeded Murray State from Oklahoma, the Aggies. They've won 10 straight games, 4th tournament appearance all time. Look out for Elena Wilson, the team's leader in points and rebounds. 21-seeded Murray State. Switching other side of the bracket now, an at-large selection, Moberly area, the Greyhounds, the 15 seed coming out of the Central District as an at-large team. They're 26-5 overall, 16th tournament appearance, and they will take on the 18th seed of Eastern Florida State. The Titans, very excited to be in the dance as an at-large selection. MJ Baker, the head coach, took over the program in 2017 and has them rolling. Poised to shock some folks here in the tournament. As you can see, an unblemished conference record of 12-0. Down to another at-large selection, 10-seeded New Mexico Junior College, the Thunderbirds, led by first-year head coach Austin Medford, the 10-seed, 13-0 at home. And this is a team that can flat out stop you on the defensive end of the floor, 51.2 points per game on that average, and that is 6th in the country. And they will take on 23-seeded Jones, last year's #1 overall seed. Jones from Mississippi, the Bobcats from Ellisville, Mississippi, and they are led by Johnson. 16.8 points per game. She's very, very impressive. Going to the number 14 seed, Casper, the Thunderbirds from Casper, Wyoming, their 3rd straight appearance in the NJCAA tournament, rolled through the district tournament, winning by an average of 21 points in 3 games. They are the Northwest Plains district champions, Casper College, the Thunderbirds. They'll take on 19-seeded Hutchinson, the Blue Dragons. Love to get to the free throw line. This team is averaging more than 16 free throws made per game. That's good for 2nd in the nation. Hutchinson will face off against
And we're back. We learned pretty early where we are in this tournament. Monroe College, the 24 seed, as we were 2 years ago. We're going to be playing the 9 seed South Georgia Tech College in the first round. Coach, it's a team we saw earlier this year. It was a close game. Let's talk about that. What are the odds that you're going to play a team you were familiar with already?
Well, the way the seedings broke down, and I saw a bunch of different things on Twitter or social media that was projecting certain matchups. So we figured that we would play kind of a familiar opponent that we actually faced early in the season. So fortunately for us, we had pretty decent success in that game. But, both teams are different this term around. So hopefully, we'll be able to give ourselves a fighting chance to get that dub.
Now, coming in as a 24 seed, unfortunately, means that we are the lowest seed in the tournament. Something we, coming in at 14-14, we did kind of expect.
Yeah.
So you've been preparing already for over a week for this. We have another week to prepare before you even leave for the tournament. What's the mentality now, seeing that number? It's a reality now. So what's the mentality for the team after seeing that?
Once you get into postseason play, everybody's record is zip-zip. And this is the mindset that we have to have. If we're hungry and determined to make sure we give ourselves a fighting chance to compete at a high level, then I feel comfortable about our chances. And ultimately, at this point, this is all you want to make sure that the girls understand the situation. And and take advantage of this opportunity, because this is really up for grabs. If everybody comes in with the mindset of wanting to compete at a high level, we give ourselves a great opportunity to come out victorious. And that's all we want to have from each player that steps on the floor.
Coach, I also want to give you an opportunity to speak to our fans that are watching now or going to watch on demand later. Anything you want to say to our fans before you head out to Texas next week?
Keep encouraging the team, and obviously supporting, show your support by, responding on social medias, tweeting, retweeting a lot of information. Obviously, when we get the links and live streams to hopefully be able to watch the game, please keep on giving your support, because obviously the girls need it, and we all need it here. This has been a trying year, and I just thank God that we have an opportunity to continue to play the game that we love to play, and hopefully we'll cherish this opportunity overall.
We will definitely make sure our audience knows exactly where and when you can watch all of our games. Coach, thank you again for having us tonight. Thank you for joining us on here twice. Good luck in Texas. We're all rooting for you. We're excited to watch, and can't wait to see you guys out there.
Thank you so much, David. Pleasure.
Thank you. We'll be back with a few more guests.
For that.
Certainly. Let's jump right in and start with the #1 overall seed, Three Rivers, a team that you've been able to see a good amount because you work in the same region. What stands out about this team, and how do they compare to other #1 seeds in years past?
Well, Sam, great question. Yes, I was fortunate enough to see them 3 times throughout the year, and they are coming into the tournament undefeated, and we know what's going to start a week from Monday is a national tournament, and it's called March Madness. The reason it's called March Madness, anything can happen when that ball gets thrown up in the air at the beginning of each game. In past years, the #1s or #2s who came in undefeated, well, unfortunately, didn't make it to the championship game. Anything goes. This year is a little different than past years. As you probably know, we had some COVID relief as of the waivers, and some people came back and participated. This year is going to be a very interesting tournament due to the fact that some individuals could have left, but they stayed for their so-called second, third year.
We're back. I'm now joined by the 2022 Region 15 Player of the Year, Olivia Medford, freshman for the Mustangs women's basketball team. Olivia, we just found out where we're going, what seed we are. We're playing a team that we've seen before. So, you guys have put in a lot of hard work to get to this point. What's it feel like now that it's a reality?
The beginning of the season was really rough, so we're really excited to get out there and play so we could do that. We're not the team that we were in the beginning of the year, so really excited to get out there and compete.
And you yourself showed a ton of improvement throughout the season, obviously earning the Region 15 Player of the Year award. You're having some terrific games down the stretch. Of course, got injured a little bit, missed a few games, and then helped us pick up a couple wins right at the end of the season. So what's your mentality going into the national tournament?
It's just going to stay focused, stay locked in, do what we have to do to win. Whatever that is, we just got to do it.
Of course, we're going in with a little bit of an underdog mentality as the 24th seed, but it's a team you played before. It was only a 9-point difference in that game. That was early in the season on the road, traveling for the first time as a collegiate athlete, really. So what's the mentality right now, going in as the underdogs and, having to scrap and claw your way to the championship?
Definitely want to show what we can do. We're not, like I said, we're not the same team we were in the beginning of the year. We're much more together. We're much more uniform. So I think it's definitely going to be a good game to see, and hopefully we'll come out with a win.
Well, Olivia, thank you for joining us today. Congratulations on all the success this season, and we're excited to see what you guys do out there.
Thank you.
What came to our minds would be Eastern Florida, but at the end of the day, they were in a conversation the whole time. Not one team didn't make the conversation that didn't make it at large. So the conversation in the top 1 through 8 to the at large, they all made it in the conversation.
Yeah, and you mentioned how this field is wide open. How would you assess this field in terms of ones that you've seen in years past?
It's gonna be a fun tournament, Sam. I mean, honestly, in the years past, I think we had a better grip. I think COVID has really tweaked this tournament, and probably the men's tournament as well, or any divisional tournament in NJCAA with the extra year of participation. It's going to be a fun tournament, and I thank their committee tremendously, the amount of hours they put into before just an hour ago, we picked at large and we seeded the tournament. It is going to be a wild tournament. It's going to be a fun tournament. I think it's anybody's game, to be honest with you. Anybody's championship, personally. I know Three Rivers is undefeated and they're number 1. I know Shelton has a very, very, very good squad, and they're number 2. It's going to be a roller coaster tournament. You better tie your shoelaces tight. You better tie them tight.
Certainly, certainly. All right, well, that is the Division I Women's Committee Chair, Darren Pannier. Darren, thanks so much for your time, and enjoy the tournament. Enjoy the madness.
Thank you, and thank you for doing what you're doing for us. I appreciate it.
So once again, a quick glance at the 24-team field in the Division I Women's Basketball Championship. All games to be played in Lubbock, Texas. Should be very exciting, with the number 1 overall seed being Three Rivers. We've seen 5 different champions over the last 9 seasons. So very exciting stuff for you. Again, all games to be played starting March 16th. All right, that does it for us here from the headquarters in Charlotte, North Carolina. Thanks so much for watching the NJCAA Division I Women's Basketball Selection Show. Have a good night and enjoy the dance.
We're back with another guest from the Mustangs women's basketball team. Please welcome NAOMI Barnwell. Hello. NAOMI, thank you for joining us. Again, we just found out our fate, number 24 seed going up against South Georgia Tech College. After seeing it live and now it's a reality, what's your excitement level going into Texas?
We're super happy with my teammates that we're going to national, and we're just going to do our best to win the first game and focus and just be locked in.
Now, NAOMI, coming from another country, coming from France, not necessarily the most comfortable place to be. You haven't been here for too long. And what was your first year like with the team, being so far away from home?
Well, I already experienced being far away from my house, but not in another country. But it's okay. Like, at first it was hard, but now I'm used to it. So it's good now. Yeah, I'm good with the girls. So.
Of course, you've had a terrific season yourself. You were Region 15 All-Region player this year. What has been your mentality the whole season, and what's led to a lot of the success you've had?
Just keep working hard. Just focus on what you know what you have to do, and just keep working. Yeah.
And now that we know that we're basically the ultimate underdog going into next week's tournament, how does that make you and your teammates feel, knowing that you really got to fight your way to the top?
Well, we're excited to go there, so yeah, we can't wait to go there and just play the first game. Yeah.
NAOMI, congratulations on all the success this season. We're excited to see it keep coming. Excited to watch the team next week in Texas, and congratulations again, and good luck out there.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll be back with one more special guest in a few minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from the Mustangs men's basketball team, Melvin Council Jr. Melvin, congratulations on the success you had this year. You were Region Player of the Year, hopeful All-American, of course. You put up record numbers for this program this year. You're a top 5 scorer in the country. So before we talk about what we just saw here today, what's your feeling, looking back on your season, especially individually with all the, the great games that you had and a lot of the success that you had this year?
Looking back, feeling was pretty good. A lot of people thought we would have gone make it this far. The team, we just pushed each other every day in practice and got us to where we was at.
Now, of course, you're here tonight supporting the women's basketball team as they take the next step in this season. I personally noticed, as the person who runs our social media accounts, how supportive you are of basically every single one of our programs. So, what is it about yourself that makes you just go out of your way to support every single team that we have?
I see them in the crowd when we have home games, so why not support? We live on the same campus, play for the same school, so just like to show love to everybody.
Is there any sort of message you want to send to the women's basketball team when they maybe watch this later as they head out to Texas next week?
Good luck, play hard, play together, and go out there as a team, have fun.
Melvin, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Congratulations again on all your success. We're hoping to see a few more awards coming your way before this this winter wraps up. And again, just thank you for joining us, and we'll be seeing you soon.
No problem.
All right, Mustang fans, there you have it. The Mustangs are going in as a 24 seed, playing against number 9 South Georgia Tech College, a team they have seen before. A very good game that was early in the year with the team on the road. So we're looking forward to seeing what we do in the first round. You never know. So they're going to be playing on Wednesday, March 16th. That game is going to be 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central out in Lubbock, Texas. It'll be live on the NJCAA network. We'll have all the coverage for you on the Mustangs YouTube channel leading up to it, on MonroeCollegeMustangs.com, and all of our social media pages at Monroe Mustangs on Instagram, Monroe_Mustangs on Twitter. Search Monroe College Mustangs on Facebook. Keep subscribing to our YouTube page. Follow us on all of our channels. We'll keep you up to date. And stay with us. We got a couple baseball games this week right here on this channel as well. Tuesday and Thursday, the baseball team plays Rockland Community College here in New Rochelle. If you can't make it, make sure you're watching live. We'll see you all again soon. Thank you for joining us, and go Mustangs.